Poetry has never had a greater champion than Jen Benka.
I've been really fortunate in my life to be able to meld my personal interest in poetry and also my deep belief and faith in the art form with a job. I don't take that for granted. I was raised with service being a core value. That's just always been a part of the way in which I want to be in the world. And you know, service is really just helping other people. And I think that's a key human action for all of us.
I do feel personally when I see her that she's there for us. And to be able to look and see her in the positions that she's been in and to know that we're in her mind all the time. It gave me kind of the courage to enter some spaces that I beforehand did not think belonged to me.
She is radically inclusive. She always lives in the vision and the reality of a world where more of us are at the table, more of our voices, infinite voices, are speaking. And she knows that American poetry contains all that and needs to surface and nourish all of that.
She always understands that to move forward, you need to work as a coalition. And a coalition not only of working poets, but also of readers. You cannot have a poetry community without readers, but also other administrators and funders and people who wanted nothing to do with poetry. So she evangelized with such joy and moral certitude.
Looking back to the foresight that Jen had to found the coalition, the way that she was looking forward to what poetry needed and would need. And she's always been very nimble on her feet to see what the field needs.
An art admin position is in some ways an artist's role because of all of the foresight and vision it requires to connect the dots, to bring the people together, to bring the various poets together, to bring a community together with those poets.
You know, when you're a president of a nonprofit organization or institution or an executive director, you understand that part of the job is public facing. You're a spokesperson, you're an advocate, but most of the job is behind the scenes. So you don't do it for the laurels or the spotlight. You do it and you're able to do it. You're motivated by the mission and the change that you might be able to contribute to making in the world.
The future feels more generous thanks to Jen. It feels that so many things are now possible because she was here to make sure that someone like me and someone like many of us would have not only a seat at the table, but that perhaps the table is not necessarily what we needed.
She's lucky enough to see both sides and to be able to make changes all the way down the line.
Her goodness is intrinsic to how she does her work in the world, and we're so lucky that that work has happened in poetry.
Not only do we see her as a leader, but we see her as a role model. She sets a precedent for the field in poetry in a way that I feel that nobody I've ever known has.
I've always worked in partnership with others, and to thank all those partners and collaborators, and to let EDs, wherever they are, and culture workers know, I see you. I see you.